Welcome back to the Doorkickers Player channel. This is mission 66, Urban Madness. If you want to see just the replay, go ahead and find that playlist on my page. Let's get into it. So, what we're going to do in this breakdown is we're going to watch the replay just to familiarize ourselves with what's going on. And then we're going to watch a quick montage of all of my attempts of this mission. This took me about a half an hour, so pretty proud of that. This was a difficult mission. And then after we watch the montage on 100x speed, we're going to get into the breakdown and watch the successful attempt on of this mission on 0.75 speed and break it down, explain everything that's going on, talk about all of the different aspects of this mission, and just make a few observations. Enough said. Let's watch the replay.
Lock and load. Let's do this. Waiting for Alpha. On Alpha. Waiting for
Alpha, go.
Holding. On target position. Look on target. No contact. Your mark. No tangos. Come with civilian secured. Civilian secured. Civilian secured. Let's go. Civilian secured. Come with me. Civilian secured. Come with me. Civilian secured. On target. Covering. On your mark. On your mark. Looks clear. Looks clear. On your mark. On your mark. On your mark. No tango.
Thank you.
Hostage secured.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hostage secured.
Thank you.
Hostage secured. Hostage secured.
Good job. We're done here.
All right, as you can see, we got all but one tango. Overall, this was a successful mission, in my opinion. But we'll talk all about that after this quick montage on 100x speed of all of my attempts at this mission. This is about 30 minutes on 100x speed, so it'll only be a couple seconds. All right, so this was a tough one. There's a hostage rescue mission, and it's a massive map, 8 operators, and so many tangos. And these tangos were very, very lethal, which sometimes you get tangos that don't even cause a scratch to the operators, and other times you have tangos that the second they start shooting, operators just start falling, which made this mission pretty difficult. So what I did, and there's really no way for me to break it down other than this, I had both teams of operators team 1 on the Alpha side and team 2 on the Charlie side. I had them just walk down to the entrance of the bus till that line there, because that gives them the most line of sight with the least amount of exposure. And then I sent one operator to go rescue the hostages, and then I walked back. And that is the best way I can explain it right now. Additionally, the weapons that they are carrying are not the weapons that I had been using before. I had to pick some new weapons. And this is something that I've talked about in previous videos. You really have to pick the weapons based on the mission. There's really no two ways about it. You really have to make it on a mission. You have to make up the operating kit on a mission to mission basis. That's really what it is. It's trial and error until you get it right. There's at this point with these missions, that's the only way to accomplish it. Trial and error, see where the tangos are, get some intel, and then try again. So that's what I did here, and I found the right weapons. I got the operators in the right positions, and I just went for it. So as you can see, I've got them
Lock and load.
on a path here,
Waiting for
and they're
help.
going to hold for alpha right as they enter those corners because there are just so many tangos that you just got to wait for the operators to take out all the tangos and then move super, super slowly to get around that corner so that I can try to take out as many tangos as I can as quickly and as efficiently as I can. That's really my objective here. So I just got to move super, super slow, make sure I'm covering as much as I can. And as you can see, Team 1 on the alpha side has a sight on 2 tangos and they didn't shoot. I have no idea why they weren't shooting. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I am genuinely super confused. But Team 2 was able to take out the tango that was on the Charlie side, and for some reason, the tango that's on the Bravo side is just not shooting, and Team 1 is just not shooting at that tango. So I am super, super confused. Another mistake that I'm making here is Team 1 is not, I'm sorry, Team 2 is not facing towards Alpha side. At least just one operator facing towards the Alpha side. And so this whole room that's on the Alpha side is not being cleared, which is a massive mistake. Shouldn't be happening. So as you can see, we've got one operator moving into the bus where all the hostages are, and he's going to take all the hostages and bring them towards the rescue zone. But this part is so tedious. I honestly, I kind of hate this game. Or, well, this part of the game, the tedious part. Because it's like, why can't there just, like, be a command, like, hey, hostages, move towards me? Like, why do you have to go and grab each one of them? Maybe they changed that in Doorkickers too, but I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty frustrating having to get an operator within range. Another mistake that I'm making here is I have one operator that's going to turn and hook and face the Charlie Delta side, and that mistake almost costs that operator to get killed. Because there's no one that's directly covering the Bravo Charlie side. Right, so there's no one directly on him doing that. And so because of that, I have to now move him out, move another operator in to go deal with that. Because he's just not shooting for some weird reason. Just refuses to shoot. It's like the stupidest thing. I think it might have to do with the experience that operators have. I'm not sure. But it was the weirdest thing. Like, these operators were just not shooting. Now, as you can see, we have Team 2 doing a phenomenal job of taking out tangos. They could have done a better job, but they're still working pretty efficiently. And this was also a massive mistake, having this one operator go through the bus. When he went through the bus, he was exposed to so many opportunities of threat and opportunities of engagement. That is just like, I don't even know how he managed to stay alive and not get the hostages killed. It's really surprising that this didn't end up hurting or killing any of the hostages or the operators. But yeah, this is definitely a massive mistake. Having one operator get exposed like that is a big mistake. I should have tried to get more operators in the bus and covering the Charlie and Alpha sides while he goes and grabs the hostages.
Civilian secured. Come with me.
And now I'm just trying to make sure that I can cover as much as I can,
Civilian secured.
and also trying to go super slow to see if any tangos appear in the line of sight like they did right now on the Charlie side. And again, this is the same mistake that I made before. This operator that's more closer to the Charlie side of the screen, there was no one covering him from the Bravo Charlie side. There was no one right on him, butt to butt, making sure that he was safe. And that was a big tactical mistake that could have cost him, could have cost the operator his life, but thankfully that Tango couldn't shoot worth what wasn't wasn't good at shooting, so was able to avoid that. As you can see, I'm going super slowly just in case there are any Tangos that I need to engage. And also, this whole situation with the hostages walking in a line is also super sketchy. It's really super sketchy, this whole situation. So what I'm doing now is I'm having the operators from Team 1 move over to the Charlie Delta side so that they can provide more direct cover of the hostages, which means that they're right up on the hostages facing away from the hostages so that there's more likelihood of, if a Tango sees the hostage and tries to shoot the hostages, the operators can also see them and can engage back, if that makes any sense. I think I mentioned this in a previous video where it's like, if you have operators closer together, the more they can engage together. So it's the same idea. If you have the operators closer to the hostages, the more likely you are to have your operators engage Tangos that are trying to hurt the hostages. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just moving super, super slowly because this is really tedious. And I use the word tedious accurately. Like, it genuinely is tedious, as plain as that word is. It's the literal definition of it, because it just takes so long to do. And especially because my iPad is a little glitchy, that it's just super, super frustrating.
Okay. I'm on it.
Now I can hear doors opening and closing, but I'm not super sure if we end up engaging them or not. I know that we end up engaging at least one more Tango. And this is also another big mistake. I don't have anyone covering the Alpha side. And I'm already starting to move Team 2 back towards the Delta side and not leaving cover. So the mistake that I'm making here is that I'm not planning any cover. I'm just having them move. And I was kind of doing this out of desperation, because at this point I had been trying this mission for so long. I'm like, let me just get over it and just do whatever. But the more accurate and the more efficient way to do this would be to have your operators walk into formation and covering 360. That would be the most effective. And as you can see here, I was unsuccessful at doing that and almost got the hostages killed. So what I'm about to do is I'm just going to move all of my operators in that direction. And having them go up the wall means that they will they'll be facing the right direction when they get to the window. Instead of just walking diagonally, they'll actually get up on the window and engage the Tango. And I'm still confused why they're not yet engaging the Tango, but I guess they did in the last second, or one of them did, which I find really, really annoying because so many operators had lines of sight on that Tango, and it's like, why did nobody shoot him?
Got it. No tangos. Affirmative.
So now I'm doing what I should have done in the first place, which is have a 360 coverage and clearing. Then I'm making another mistake is now I've got the operators back out and fanned out and separated, that I'm losing my cover essentially, which is a mistake. I should have had them walk in a tight formation. And that's actually all stuff that you can pre-plan. You can plan that out. You can use the call signs, you can use whatever you need to use, but you can plan out and make sure that they're walking in a tight formation. You can color paths and stuff, so
On your mark.
if you want to be as efficient as possible, that's definitely what you should do. Because this, what I'm doing here, where I just have them standing in random positions and facing, and just facing a random direction, that's a big mistake.
Hostage secured.
But at least I'm still play pausing, making sure that if there are any Tangos,
Good job.
that I would engage them. And I gotta be honest, I'm not happy with this mission. I'm not happy with the way that it turned out. Yes, the mission was successful, but it was just so inefficient, and I made so many tactical mistakes that it could have ended with one of the hostages getting killed. So even though in the game I won, technically, I'm not happy with it. I still rather that I do it more efficiently. Which, surprise, surprise, yeah, it's not going to happen. Um, if you enjoyed the video, if you want to see me be more efficient, make sure to watch more videos. No, but if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more of these kinds of videos, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And I've got 2 playlists, one for just replays and one for just breakdowns. Go and check those out. If there's anything else that you guys want to see or hear about in these videos, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see y'all in the next video.